Did notorious killer Chris Watts lead a double life as a gay man? 29-year-old Trent Bolte claims he met Watts on the dating app Meet Me.
He said he didn't know if he was bisexual or gay.
Bolte first came to public attention last August when he spoke anonymously to HLN's Ashley Banfield,
Chris Watts' former lover.
Now he's decided to come forward and let his face be seen. Police took Bolte's story seriously and made public this interrogation video.
So we talked about money for sex, how you guys met, the amount of times you guys met. We talked a little bit more about Chris. So I believe you now.
One thing that was written about you is that you're a male escort. Are you a male escort?
No, I am not a male escort.
Bolte says he and Watts sometimes got hotel rooms, which Watts paid for. He says Watts also paid for his lip injections.
Did Chris Watts pay for you to have other cosmetic procedures?
He paid for Botox in my forehead and around my eyebrows.
He shared several messages between the two of them. "I miss your face," Watts wrote in this text. Bolte said they did what most couples do and watch Netflix together.
We got him into Orange is the New Black.
Did that become one of his favorite shows?
Yeah.
Bolte says Watts admitted he had a family, but gave the impression he was separated from his wife, Shannon. Last February, Bolte says he was even introduced to Watts' daughters, Bella and Cece, outside a shopping center in Loveland, Colorado.
Cece just talked up a storm. She was one of the happiest little girls I've ever seen. And Bella was very shy.
What was he like with his own kids?
He was very attentive, very loving.
Did they seem scared of him?
No, not at all.
How did they seem?
They seemed very comfortable with him. He was very proud of his daughters.
That night, Bolte says he found out Watts was still living with Shannon.
He said that Shannon was verbally and emotionally abusive. I said, "Why don't you just file for divorce?" He said, "I'm just worried that she won't let me see the girls."
Bolte says he is haunted by several comments Watts made about his family.
Chris told me it would be ideal if me and him could move to Oregon and take the girls.
He suggested to you that the two of you would pick up his daughters and flee to Oregon?
Yeah.
Did he ever talk about trying to get his wife out of his life?
Yeah, Chris spoke of that a lot.
Once, he says he overheard Shannon yelling at Watts on the phone.
Chris said there's got to be some way to get this effing bee out of my life.
That takes on a whole new meaning now, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Trent says he and Watts finally broke up in early May 2018 after 10 months of dating.
Why did your relationship with Chris end?
I just started seeing through Chris's lies.
Bolte says he was shocked to learn that Watts was having a relationship with a coworker, a woman named Nicole Kessinger.
Was Chris Watts seeing you at the same time that he was seeing this woman?
Their relationship was only for 2 months. So at times up, it seems like he got with her right after I ended things in May.
Just 3 days before Watts killed his wife and daughters, Bolte says Watts sent him a long text.
Chris said that he was in love with me. He said that he'd never been so comfortable with someone.
When you learned that he was arrested for murdering his wife and children, how did you react?
I got ill. I was in complete shock. I wish I'd never met him.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, Jen. Hi, everyone in chat. How's everyone doing tonight?
Oh, I'm supposed to answer you. Oh my
that
God.
includes you, Jen.
I'm good. How are you doing, babe? I'm good. I'm good. I'm distracted by the Botox lips.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Well, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I feel like, did he just get the Botox like 2 minutes, or the lip injections 2 minutes before
Right.
that interview? Because it feels like he doesn't know how to talk with them on.
No, right? You know what? That actually, so not your mama is in chat, and that's my sister, my real sister, not one of the 73 other ones.
Right.
And she can tell you this story, but we were at a grocery store and we snatched a little grape, to test them or whatever, but we wiped them on our clothes, whatever, 5 minutes later her lips were looking like that. She was having an allergic reaction to whatever
Oh
the
my God.
grapes were
That's what
sprayed
you
with.
get.
Yeah, so every time I see either his lips or lips that look like that, I think about allergic reactions and Benadryl.
Oh,
But
poor no-kill mama. Bless her
yeah,
heart.
yeah. So before we get into tonight's roast, which we will be looking at Trent Bolte's interview
He's
with
fancy. It's
yeah,
Bolte. Be
yeah, that's like the
nice.
pinky finger
Yeah. Pinkies up.
extension. Yep. The interview with Tammy Lee and Coder. So before we get into that, I just have a couple of announcements. The first one is Stella is with us tonight and she is snoring. So if you can hear that. Well, she got quiet now.
Of course she did, because you put her on blast.
I did put her on blast. But anyways, so Stella, as some of you may know, she has torn her ACL and she does require surgery, the poor baby. So she's limping around. She can't really walk and she's constantly in pain. So she's currently on a medication regimen, but she does need surgery and the surgery is ridiculously expensive. So my sister, not your mama, started a PayPal pool for the surgery. So I wanted to say that tonight, if anyone was thinking about super chatting or doing anything like that, to rather just send it to the PayPal pool instead, because we just want to try to get Stella into surgery as soon as possible. So we would appreciate that. So that's number one that I had. And then the second point that I wanted to also address a little bit, well, both of us. So this is an extraordinary time on Watts Island because
Indeed.
there are many, many things happening. And it all kind of waited until this weekend. So so now there are several things that we feel we need to address, and it's not going to go really with any roast per se. So it's going to be its own thing, and that's going to happen this weekend. I can't commit to a day because I just got to put everything together. We got to get all the receipts ready for you guys and everything like that. But we'll come on and address Watts Island and Watts Island trolls. And that's going to also include a lot of the 35C stuff that we've been hearing, and just people, places, and things, because there definitely is a lot. I don't know, Jen, this is where my brain is now blank because I want to go right into it and I can't. So.
Well, I mean, I just think that, look, everybody's been on the YouTubes this week because, hello, everything's been happening this week. And so we can't not cover the Watts Island stuff, but the roasts are the roasts and they're lighthearted. And, sometimes covering the drama on the island, sometimes it should be lighthearted, but some people take it some people just are extra for no reason.
Yes, I agree. First, I think this live is not going to be attacking anybody. It's going to be simply just looking at some of the behaviors on Watts Island, of Watts Island inhabitants. And I mean, I guess it will be a public, I don't even know how to call it, outing of some of the most dangerous individuals that are crawling around the YouTubes and the Facebook streets.
Yes.
So I think it's very important. And our channel has always been about do no harm, as Caffeine Q says, and to try to be as open and transparent as possible. Of course, when that doesn't put at risk someone's privacy and personal stuff. But I think it's getting to a point where I don't feel comfortable with what I've been hearing and seeing because, oh, thank you, Stephanie. Because yeah, some individuals are definitely dangerous, and I'm going to be focusing on a couple in particular, and I'm going to show you just how deep some of this, for lack of a better term, pathology goes. To the point where it's concerning that people like those individuals even have access to victims in
Yeah.
So I think it's
and then it
important.
spills over. It goes from, it starts on one channel and then it spills over into all, the whole community that has any. It doesn't even have to be the Watts Island community. It goes into
Yes.
other communities, and
Yes.
it's just gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand.
Yes. And Rochelle says it's a matter of public safety to out them. And I agree with that because, they're your regular trolls that you get every once in a while. But then you have, I've been referring to them predators. And we've already had a live like that around this time last year. So it seems that some people need yearly reminders of how to behave on the internet. And yes, I believe they're dangerous and that yeah, let me just shut up because see, I'm getting too deep into it. This is about Trent.
It's Trent's night, Dr. B.
Yes.
Let him have his moment.
This is Trent's. Yes. Okay, so now, last thing, I promise. Last thing before we get into Trent is I just wanted to also tell you about our lovely, lovely Samantha Dunn. She is one of our mods, and she's been with the group since its inception. She's kind of our typical archetypal mother figure. She has all the wisdom. She has all the spirituality. She has an incredible intuition. I mean, to the point where I don't know what the word is. I don't want to say predicted because I feel like that takes away from it. But she kind of knew basically that one of the girls in our group was pregnant before anyone knew it, before even the girl knew it. Like the girl was even like, "Girl, you're tripping. Ain't nobody got time for that." Nobody pregnant here.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
here we are 7-8 months later, and our lovely Erica is about to pop with a baby girl, a baby queen bee. So we congratulate her, but also the point is our wonderful Samantha has her own channel as well, where she does readings from time to time, and she has a lot of great messages, positive messages. So if you are spiritual, if you're into that, if you just want to hear a really cool Irish accent, then check our Samantha out for sure. And that's all I have for this. Did I forget anything? Let me see. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think you got it.
Do you have anything?
No, because we're not going to discuss the 35C shenanigans, right? Or are we?
I mean, let's just do a quickie, just so we can get.
That's why I don't. This is why we're good together, because normally I'd be anti-quickie, okay, but because I adore you so much, I'm willing to make an exception to my anti-quickie rule and give you a
Yeah.
quickie.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. So yeah, where do we even begin with that mess?
I mean, I suppose all we can really say at this point is that there are several people who either are currently or at one time close to either all of the Watts family, one member, two members, but they're saying different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that, in my opinion, I'm leaning more towards this not being that he isn't going for the 35C, because I would think if at the very least at this point there would at least be attorneys of record, and there are none.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you think?
Well, I just made a video about that a couple of days ago, talking about his new Sally. And I did talk about, I don't think that Chris is going to entertain any of this 35C business. I basically said that, like I think he's accepted his fate. Like, he knows what he's done. He knows that there's no getting out. He's not going to go through the trouble of going to Colorado and then risking that, not only risking, like, he's not going to get out, period, but risking not returning back to Dodge and to Wisconsin, because they could ship him off anywhere. It's not like they're going to keep his room for him. So
They're not going to save his spot.
Yes. So I think, that's too risky for him. I think he's got it made at Dodge. And I think he's just said, you know what? Like, I'm done. I'm done with these crazy people, because I feel like that the longer he entertained these people, the further out of control and into insanity did his family propel.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
Yeah, and it was absolutely devastating and catastrophic to them already. And I don't think they're even still aware yet. Like, I think the shock,
I don't think the impact of
yes,
not just the crime, but then everything that happened on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't think that's hit him yet, and I don't think it's going to hit him for a while. But I don't think that whatever speech he gave was that he expects people to stop talking about this case. I think what he was trying to convey is, don't contact me, don't contact my family, and don't contact the R's, and discuss it with them. Let us all let everybody move on. I don't think that he is foolish enough to think that he's the boss of the YouTubes, because he's not. So people are still going to discuss it, and that's whatever. But I think he's just trying to say, like, leave everybody, the people that are connected to the case, leave them alone, because they do need to grieve. They do need to move on.
Exactly.
And they do need to get to the acceptance part of the grief process.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And that's another reason why the live that we're going to do this weekend is important as well, because it shows you the kind of people who keep feeding this misinformation, just straight up delusions to the family. So I think it's important to warn people, not only warn people, but God forbid, if we never know what could happen. I mean, the Watts family and the Rusak family both have found themselves in the spotlight due to no fault of their own whatsoever. They were not asked for permission to be thrown into this shit show. They didn't ask for this. So you never know what could happen and when you could end up in what kind of situation. But I think that it's important to be aware of people like this. What are they, parasites, or just emotional vampires? And It's important to be aware of those people and to know to not even engage, to immediately recognize the red flags, to recognize the patterns of the behavior, and to know to stay the
Just away. Yeah, just run away. Because even engaging with them to try to rationalize doesn't work. And all it does is create animosity and then more frenzy. And it's just not good. It's just not good.
We have a word for that here in the ward. We call it scammy science.
Oh,
hi, RC. Hi. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, shall we get started? Let's
shall.
Let me find good old Trenty Bolt. Of course, I don't have it ready. Why would I? Don't ask me.
I mean, it's not like we're claiming to be professionals.
Yeah, we don't cooperate.
No, we sure don't. Not even a little.
What did I do with it?
Oh, I have no idea.
Calling Trent Bolt. Please come
probably
to
one
the
of those
front
11
desk.
billion tabs you have open.
He is. Paging Trent Bolt. Please report to the Bolte. Excuse me. Please report to the warden's office, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Here we go.
If it's too loud or whatever, let me know so that we can.
Is this at Weld County?
It is not. This is, good point. See, pause. Let me just give you a brief. So this is Tammy Lee's report. So she says, on August 29th, 2018, Tammy Lee was informed of a potential witness who came forward and claimed he had a homosexual relationship with Chris Watts. So then they talk, and she, let me just get to the part of the interview. So she says that they became aware of Trent Bolt because he had made a post on the Facebook page, Chris Watts, accused killer of Shanann Watts and children. And in his post, he was talking about how he had an affair with Chris and how he met the kids, so on and so forth. And then he proceeded to go on Crime and Justice on HLN to talk about Chris's relationship with Bolte, and said that he was in a relationship with him for 10 months and that he had met Bella and Cece. So then Detective Baumhover and Tammy Lee located Bolte and invited him for an interview regarding his alleged relationship with Chris Watts. So Tammy Lee called Bolte, and when she introduced herself, he responded, "Everything has blown up." Bolte explained
his lips. Oh, wait, too soon. I'm not supposed to say that. Okay.
Including his lips. That was perfect. I mean, I almost think Tammy Lee set it up like that.
Thank you, Tammy.
Yes,
you are a gem.
You are. Don't listen to KK. We got you over here.
Yeah.
All right. Bolte explained he was a nurse and he was currently working in Wyoming. Bolte indicated he would be back in Fort Collins the following day and would come to the CBI for an interview. Bolte requested I text him the address for my office. Tammy Lee asked Bolte if he was okay. Oh, hold on. Now I'm going blind too. Oh, where are my glasses? Here we go. If he was okay, he said he was getting drug around by social media. I asked, welcome to Watts Island, Bolte.
Welcome to social media, period.
You have been initiated. I asked Bolte how long he knew Chris, and he indicated he had known Chris from June 2017 until March or April 2018. Now, before I keep reading, I want you, before people start saying like, oh, the timeline matches, I just want you to be aware that at this time, what they had out available in the public was the warrantless arrest affidavit. And that one had quite a few details in it, so he would know some of these little bits and pieces.
Yeah. And it's important to understand that when a case like this occurs, even if it's not covered like super heavy in the media, what the cops are really looking for is information that isn't widely known. Not
right.
Not the names of the victims. I mean, the and or hello, not the name of the accused killer, so that's what I can't move past the carpeting, because at first when I was looking at it, it looks like on the other side of the door, there's papers scattered everywhere. It's very distracting to me. I wouldn't make it in this office. I'm telling you right now, I'd be too distracted by this horrible carpet to even keep on task I can't even keep on task with what I'm saying right now, and it's out of my mind.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Okay, so he said that he knew Chris from June 2017 until March or April 2018. Tammy asked Bolte if he already spoke with someone in law enforcement, and he said no. Bolte said that someone called him and lied to him, telling them they were affiliated with law enforcement. So he asked to meet them and see their credentials. I thanked Bolte for speaking with me and disconnected the phone call. A short time later, Tammy Lee received another call from Bolte. This time, Bolte indicated he had a producer on the other line during our previous phone call and didn't want them to know he was actually in Colorado. Bolte advised he was staying in Fort Collins and advised he would meet with me later the same day. I advised Bolte I had a meeting at the Frederick Police Department at 1:30, and then I would drive to Fort Collins to meet him. At 3 p.m., I called Bolte and asked him to meet myself and FBI Special Agent Graham Coder at Larimer, I don't know how to pronounce that, County Sheriff's Office, located da-da-da-da-da. So this is that interview.
All right. Any minute now.
I don't know why I'm just sitting here like I'm forced to watch.
Like you don't have control. Here we go. Oh, here we go. I need to see his entrance. Okay,
Of course.
It's importante to me.
Muy importante.
Muy importante.
Let's make him
Sure. Perfect. And we'll just hang until they get here.
Okay.
It's like it's lonely down here sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
I can imagine.
Yup.
Reminds me of 48 Hours.
Does it?
Yeah, they have the same rooms that are all lined up.
We're not very creative in law enforcement when it comes to interview rooms, are we? They all look alike.
Yeah, right. Well,
Oh my God.
Coder is very uncomfortable.
Yeah? Would you have any questions?
Oh, wait, that's not Coder. That's the babysitter until the big boys arrive.
Oh, I see. All I see is the back of his head.
Yeah. Well, I just know because Coder does not laugh like that. And I've watched hours of Coder, and I feel like I already know that he would not laugh like that. Coder is not.
No?
I mean,
Chit chat, small
probably so
talk
many,
type
but I
guy.
just
Okay.
can't.
Yeah, well,
It's been a long day, so.
I just see behind you that somebody needs to change the clock, so, because it says it's 10 till 8. I can see if I can find one that's.
Oh, well.
The batteries dying them. So you have a lot of ink. When did you get your first ink?
Oh God, 11 years ago when I was
What?
17.
Are they-
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Let
What
them.
is this like a blind date, please?
I feel like this is the getting to know you, getting
Oh,
to know all about you phase. But then he wants to appear to have some straight cred, so he's like, "Yo, bruh, I see you got a lot of ink." Barking up the wrong tree. All right.
okay. Well, whatever this Justin's name is, he probably practiced that, like his entire law enforcement career, sitting in the
Probably.
interrogation room, like, I see you got a lot of ink there, man.
You clicked up. What's the green thing? That's also bothering me. What is that?
That would be a box where they would keep tissues.
That's
And what-
empty.
That is empty.
So if anybody was going to cry, too bad, so sad. Now you don't have tissue. Wonderful. Real
Yeah, and-
professional there.
And Trent is currently in the process of seducing this babysitter.
You.
Clearly.
Me and my brother
Clearly.
and my cousin all have. our
I mean,
initials,
don't take
so
your sleeve
you can kinda
out.
see it.
Don't
I
take
think
the
graffiti
jacket
style.
off. Just bare your shoulder there, Trent.
In Saudi Arabia, he would get slapped in the face for that.
I mean, why is he trying to be so awkward?
get
Just
the head.
pull your arm out of the sleeve, you weirdo.
TWB.
Look how he's trying to contort
and
himself.
then
You're going to pull something.
Established in '89
Oh,
when
awesome.
I was born.
Okay.
But me and my brother and my cousin all have our initials right there, and then after that it was kind of a free-for-all.
Right.
I work in nursing, and luckily it's 2018, so they aren't.
Sorry.
Like whatever, right?
Yeah, pretty much, as long as there's no offensive tattoos or
Sure.
inappropriate or anything, and I don't think any of my tattoos are offensive. Sometimes when I work with like older geriatric patients on the progressive care unit, they'll tell me that my arm's scary. Or they'll just ask me, and they're like, "You draw that on every day?" Because some of them have Alzheimer's, so.
I
Sure.
mean, he's literally not that funny.
Oh my
But
God.
maybe we should, maybe we can like clip his laughter, like on a sitcom, how they have the laughter in the background. I feel like that's what we should do.
You know what? I already thought about that. So let me show you what it reminded me of.
Okay.
Like I
I'm
just
ready.
free associated, and I gotta find the right spot. So while I look for the right spot, why don't we continue?
Okay.
That's funny.
It's pretty funny. I'm like, no, if I had that time of kind of time in the morning, then.
Did he just say what I think he said?
He did. He did. He
If
did.
he had
So
that time of
No.
let me say what let me tell you, he wanted to call the old person to see you next Tuesday, and it actually almost came out.
see you next.
Well,
Whoa, I almost started my camera.
I know how
That was-
people like to get report happy, so I'll
Mhm.
not be giving them any material.
Oh, I'm sure they'll find something. You know how they roll.
I
Dirty.
do know how
I
they
sleep
roll
right
dirty.
until I.
Dirty.
But you can't really explain that to them, unless it's like an older guy from the military, because that's the only part of their generation really got tattoos.
Right. Yeah. So, well, I don't know how the colors. You're very colorful. How they could be scary, but that's kind of.
I think that they're meaning like the
The
fire,
skull, right?
this guy, but it looks more cartoony to me than scary.
No, I agree with you. So you say you work in nursing,
Yeah.
but at a nursing facility,
Oh.
nursing home or hospital.
Mhm.
So which hospital do you work at?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get. I was at Wyoming Medical Center in Casper, and then
Oh,
I was PRN at UC Health in Thornton,
okay,
and now I'm trying to get a job at MCR in Loveland.
okay.
Yeah.
So are you a nurse?
Mhm.
Are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where did you do your training?
Casper College.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long ago did you do that?
2 years ago.
Oh, neat.
And I just got my LPN, so I need to enter an online program to transfer to my RN because Wyoming hires a lot of LPNs, but Colorado is almost not even hiring RNs with just their associate's degree. They want.
Okay. Is this a good time to pause for the laugh?
It is, because this is literally the worst first date ever. He's not
Yeah.
asking this officer anything about him. It's all about Trent. He's not asking anything about the officer. It's very rude. Very, very rude.
So, oh crap. See, I did it now again. I, for some
Uh-oh.
reason, keep wanting to turn on my camera. I did it again. Wow. I want to share a file. Thank you. All right. So, oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Damn it. No, no, I don't. Wrong one.
Oh my goodness. I was like, where's she going with this?
Oh, I'm going somewhere. You'll see.
Okay,
This-
we're all along for the ride. You're driving the bus there, sis. So let's
Here it
go.
is.
Oh,
Here we go. This is what he sounds like to me.
okay. I mean, I do this on a regular basis. I sing into my well and for the birds.
So
And
that's
this
what
is
it
part of
reminded me.
this is part of my cleaning routine. Is it not yours?
Well, it clearly is the routine for the officer. Excuse me, officer.
Oh.
Okay, now we gotta find. Now here's the. Ooh.
I was going to say what happened because it got real serious. The door got closed.
Oh wow, they move fast.
How long ago did you do that?
There we go.
2 years ago.
Oh, neat.
And I just got my LPN, so I need to enter an
What are you, a
online
train?
program to transfer to my RN
Toot,
because
Toot
Wyoming
toot.
hires a lot of LPNs, but Colorado is almost not even hiring RNs with just their associate's degree. They want nurses with their BSN.
Oh, is that right?
Says
Yeah,
Trent
so
while he's on 2
Yeah.
fentanyl patches.
I'm just gonna continue on, but that nursing program was rough. They really didn't like anyone different.
Says
Outside
Trent
Norman.
while he's on
Yeah.
2 fentanyl
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
patches.
I mean,
He sounds
the
salty
tattoos,
right now.
At the time, my hair was longer and.
Sorry, we're back.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. The date is over.
Hi, Grant.
There's Coder. Look at Coder even more.
Yeah, no
Live.
problem.
Yeah, we appreciate it very much.
Here comes
Do
no
you have
nonsense,
water? Do you
Tammy.
need
She ain't
anything
playing
else?
with you
No,
today,
I'm
Trent.
good with water.
Okay,
Not
I'm gonna start
today.
a digital recorder.
Nice talking with you.
I'm gonna start a digital recorder just because sometimes the equipment doesn't work and
Okay.
just so I have a
And
backup.
sometimes I put it by the fan and then you can't hear nothing, even though it's my one job.
I didn't.
No?
No, I didn't.
Right?
We're gonna watch.
My, the guy
You
I
had
was
one job,
seeing was
Tammy,
gonna
and you
go
put it
see-
by the dadgum fan or the AC or whatever that was. It was your one job.
Seriously.
Get it
the,
together.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, I heard that was good.
Oh, my son's
Yeah.
daughter just watched that. I hope it's appropriate for kids.
Yeah,
this is
well,
there.
I think it's kind of like a teen romance comedy. I think
Oh, it
it's-
is?
Yeah, I think so.
So I just want to show you my credentials. I know you were talking about this. Someone had talked to you and they were fake law enforcement before, so I just kind of
Well,
wanted
yeah,
to.
I could. But
When
yeah,
was it?
Not like you're a fake lover or
Oh.
anything.
Exactly. Not like this whole made up ass
Today
story you're about to
is-
tell.
Wednesday, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was Sunday.
Oh, Coder's in the mint green today. He's not playing around, folks.
Took my picture and like, this isn't you.
And Coder, Tammy Lee's notepad is like.
In a binder. Although
Uh,
Tammy's is fancier because her zips. Just saying.
well, and Tammy's notepad is code red, bitches.
And your birthday?
10/25/89.
And how old does that make you today?
28.
You haven't even made it to 30 yet?
No,
You're like a baby.
I don't want to.
I know, right? So what's
You
your
look much younger than 28.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
what's your address?
Look at Mama Bear in the chat.
Yeah,
Mint
it's
green
still in
looks like
Wyoming.
baby blue to me.
339
All
Monkey
right.
Mountain Road is physical.
Well, fine.
Monkey Mountain
Robin
Road?
egg
Yeah.
blue.
Those are really
That's the
cool.
color of the shirt.
What about Trent's? Are they kind of matching, or is that too much? I'm not good with colors.
82637.
There's like 3 shades of
Can
green
you give me your
on the
cell one
screen
more
right there.
time?
Between
Yeah, it's a lot.
too much.
439.
Too much. This too much.
8608.
And what's the address you stay here in Colorado at?
Okay.
On Redwood Street. I don't really stay here.
Trent is wearing his casual hoodie.
Like I am seeing maybe once or twice a week anymore.
Okay.
But I'm trying to look for my own place as of now.
Okay.
Trent low-key looks like he just came from Starbucks as a
Just
barista.
taking it slow. 'Cause
That's
He doesn't
right.
look like a.
son
That's
and
totally what he
stuff,
looks
so-
like. I bet
and
he
his
smells like
mother-
coffee.
Yeah. Coffee and cheese.
Desperation.
It's
Coffee
just
and
been really
lies.
recent. July.
July.
Yeah, June and July.
Okay. What does he think about all of this?
In the back of my head, I think he's gonna leave me.
Yeah. Is it too much for him?
Well, he has an 8-year-old son and yeah, with press and everything, but he's been really supportive so far.
Okay.
But, you know,
That's a good
I'm
sign,
just,
right?
yeah, I have generalized anxiety disorder, so I just kind of.
Is that what the fentanyl's for? Oh, wait. That's pain.
That's what we do pretty much.
Yeah,
It's mostly our
I
job.
could
so.
imagine. I'm a nurse, so I could imagine.
Are you an RN or LPN?
I'll be.
Okay,
I'm an
let's
LPN,
just
going
push
on
pause
for
right
my
here.
RN.
Give it to him.
I'm a nurse. Okay, You're not a nurse. You're a licensed practical nurse, okay? You are a certification away from a glorified bedpan changer. Now, I'm not knocking school, okay? But it's very, for people who have gone through the RN program, it's difficult. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not even easy to get accepted. And when we have, not me, because I'm not an RN, but my dad is. And I can tell you right now, when he sees people like this talking about, I'm a nurse. No, you're not a nurse. Can you give injections? No? Okay. All right, continue.
And I hope I get that job at MCR in Loveland Medical Center of the Rockies.
Oh, yeah.
Because
That's a
they'll
nice
pay
hospital.
all the way to my BSN. Because Wyoming hires a lot of LPNs, but Colorado is leaning more towards not even hiring ADNs, just with their associates.
Really?
Yeah,
Look at Mama Bear.
usually if you are employed full-time with like UC Health or one of the
Yes.
bigger banner,
He's
you
the
have to
nurse
sign
at
a
the
thing where they'll help you get your
at the
BSN,
residential
and
center.
you gotta
Center,
work
yeah.
for them for 18 months or 2 years or something.
So
Track nurse.
where do you work now when you come down? Do you work in Colorado at all?
But right now I'm just a freelance makeup artist. I've just been doing photo shoots and stuff until I can get my license transferred, my nursing license from Wyoming to Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Freelance.
It's not just PRN.
You know, that's another
A
word
freelance
for.
makeup artist. So
That's another word. In Trent's case, it sounds more like basically I have a massive drug problem and I may or may not be homeless right now. That's code for freelance.
freelance makeup artist. Listen, when me and my girls are about to go to the club, I hook them up. I fix their face. I get them ready. I do their hairs, which is important. I'm not knocking that. Those are the best kind of male friends to have. Love them.
Yeah, well,
I'm
he
not
does
sure.
got the skills with that eyeshadow, though.
I'm concerned about the fentanyl patches that he may nod out in the middle of the makeup application, and I won't be balanced. But
That's a reason why Trent has become the pineal gland, if you will, for some people of this case, because There's some random connections with various rehabs. He's going to talk about this other guy, Damien. They were all supposedly in a rehab together, and this Damien person also works in the oil industry. But then again, Colorado, like, you know, who doesn't? Like, you're gonna run across more of those people than not in Colorado than any other place. But I forgot what the hell I was saying. Let's just listen. I don't know, girl.
I can't even, I can't move past the pineal gland.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yes, thank you. It releases fluids for some people because of that rehab connection and NK's phone calls to Hazelbrook Sober Living. So, and in addition, we have also learned that NK does have a history of previous arrests for driving under the influence. And in 2007, I believe, for her second DWI offense, she was court ordered to go through drug evaluation and treatment. So we know that at least at one point in her life, she was at some rehab. So for some pineal glands, that's enough to get the juices flowing, if you know what I mean.
I do indeed.
So it's kind of our job to kind of vet people out and kind of see who's being truthful, who's not. So
that's totally understandable.
Yeah, so I just want to tell you today that, you know, we've talked to people that were not truthful, and we've talked to people that are very truthful. So we just need you to tell us 100% truth today. And if we ask you a question today that you don't know the answer to, please just tell us you don't know instead of
Tammy's like, I already got this down,
bitch. You know, that's better than whatever. So we just need to make sure that everything we talk about today is the truth, okay? Okay. So do you want to kind of just start from the beginning? And, you know, we appreciate you coming down. So can you just kind of start from the beginning and, you know, how you met Chris and how all of that went?
I met Chris on Meet Me, which is a social media app. It's not a dating app, anything like that.
No.
It's not Grindr or Tinder. Okay, Trent. No. So you're fancy. We get it. You're high class.
Meet Me. I don't even know what that is, but
it's from Facebook. Facebook has it.
Oh.
Yeah.
He reached out to me and messaged me. It's pretty much small talk. I mean, I can't give you verbatim.
Can you give me just generalizations?
Yeah. Like, I mean,
welcome back, Apostle.
How's your night going?
How did the court date go?
Yeah.
He complimented me on a picture. Complimented me on my lips on a picture. I think it was the first.
Are you sure that he was asking about your lips and not your internet connection? DSL is an internet connection, Trent. Made you sure you didn't read too much into it. What kind of
pictures did he have on his profile?
He had a picture of the mountains. No, he didn't have any
no face pictures.
No, he sent me
That's
those
a lie.
With his first message.
Of his face?
On me, yeah.
And what did those look like?
Oh, too bad, Apostle.
Pretty much like how I'm seeing him now on the news. Little less scrub, more clean shaving. You know, kind of that salt and pepper hair. And
what was his profile name? Do you remember?
Chris W.
Chris W. Mm-hmm. Was it all one word or was it separated out?
Separated.
Okay. And what was your profile?
Trent Bolte, or maybe, yeah, I think I used my last name.
Any numbers or any other characters or anything? Just Trent Bolte?
Yeah.
All one word? Okay.
Yeah.
So he sends you a message. What does the first message say?
Hey, how's your night going? Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you in Wyoming at that time?
No, I was staying with a friend in Loveland.
Okay, and remind me, because there's all these social media apps, is Meet Me the one that kind of connects you with people that are close to you that are on the same app?
Yeah, you can see people's distance and stuff. It's not like Tinder. It doesn't go as far as like Tinder or Grindr where you pull someone's like profile up and it says, you know, 971 feet away.
That was awfully specific.
It's a less stalkery version of Tinder. Cool.
It's
And
2 miles.
so Chris is married, right? And he's on Meet Me using the least creative name ever. Well played, Chris.
No one's ever going to find you.
Absolutely. Way to be
You know,
incognito.
it gives you pretty much estimate.
Do you remember how far it said he was away from you?
I think 12 miles.
12 miles? Okay. And where were you at that time?
In Loveland.
In Loveland?
Staying with friends, because I had just
Couch surfing, got
gotten
it.
out of a 6-year relationship that ended pretty bad.
Okay. And what time frame is this? When did this start?
Middle of June. Yeah, middle of June.
Hold on, I had to pull a meme. This is Chris
it.
Watts. This is Chris Watts on the Meet Me app with his CW. That's Chris when he met
June of 2017.
Trent.
Okay.
Yeah, because the text I have, or I think June 27th and stuff, is when the texts I have is when he shared his number.
Okay.
And you have those today? Yeah, well, I have screenshots of our back and forth and everything.
And why did you keep those?
Oh, here are the screenshots,
Because,
by the way.
After...
So Tammy Lee took this with her phone. You'll see her do that later. You see the code red notebook in the background. So notice, I mean, come on, Trent. You could have done better than that. If you look at the screenshots, you see that they're like taken at different times and they're all messy and fake, but okay, Trent.
Just after everything, he kind of tried to turn it around like I was the one in the wrong for like ending things after I found out about Shannon.
Okay.
Why are they calling her
I guess
Shan
go
Ann?
back. So he
Did she
sends
get
you
a different
message,
name?
How's your night? Sends you some face shots.
I don't
How many
know.
face shots did he send you?
Who knows?
2.
2 face shots?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they both look similar, or could you tell anything in the background? Anyone else in the picture? What he was wearing?
The first one was, it looked like a living room. I think he was in a green shirt. Like a darker camo green, some type of, I just remember it was a darker shirt. I think it was green.
Okay. What about the other picture?
The second one was pretty much the same thing, different angle,
Okay.
lamp in the background.
Okay. And what did you respond back to him?
I asked him why he messaged me, because his profile says straight, and I was just wondering what his motives were.
And what did your profile say you were?
Gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what did he say back to that?
He said,
Another green
but
shirt.
LOL, I don't.
Yeah,
Really
if it's
know
not
if I'm
convenient or anything, like he didn't just make up the color name of the shirt by looking at everybody in the damn room.
I know.
Totes legit. I don't even think I've seen Chris Watts in a green shirt. He mainly wore gray.
Actually, he has a green shirt on his somewhere. I know I saw it somewhere, but who cares?
And then eventually he told me that he
Well,
just
right now,
wasn't ready
hold up.
to be out.
Right now, actually, Chris Watts's entire uniform is green. He's wearing the state greens, so yes.
Oh.
Did he say how, like, boys, girls, ages? What did he say?
He told me 2 girls. One was 2 and one was almost 4.
You don't by chance have those pictures on your phone still, do you?
I have. I can show you guys the screenshots, but it doesn't have his number. And
Why doesn't it have his
the
number,
first time I met up
Trent?
with him, he had 2 phones. I asked him why he had 2 phones. Or no, the second time. The first time I met up with him was kind of just...
You know that rap song? I forgot who sings it. Kevin Gates, I think. I got 2 phones, one for the plug and one for the hose. That's Chris Watts. He got 2 phones, one for the plug and one for the hose. Which one did he call you on?
I mean, be vulgar, but kind of just, I knew why he was there. He knew why I invited him over. But, yeah, the second time I met up with him, he had 2 phones, and I asked him, and I didn't come
fentanyl
across
is
any
really
certain way. I
kicking
just
in.
said,
He
"Well, you
was
have
a
2
lot
phones." He said one was work phone.
more
and one was
awake earlier.
Yeah,
The other guy.
he underestimated the power of the interrogation room.
Yes,
And Coder's
and the
presence.
fentanyl.
Coder's mere presence is like a fentanyl patch.
For real.
He just,
Can we see the screen?
he like makes me want to confess to stealing that.
Shots, and then we'll kind of go back
That
into
great?
how all this
Yeah.
happened. Just in case we want to ask you questions about those.
And then the other one, scroll left.
Okay.
After you're done reading that.
Does
He's
we
like, oh
mean
shit, here we go.
Show that person's phone number or just their profile? Oh, okay.
No, I don't know if they can choose to use it to post their phone number or not.
Dude,
Okay.
if you were on the app, how do you not know what you can choose to post or not?
And today, if it's all right with you, you mentioned you don't want to be vulgar. You can't be too vulgar for us, and so it might be today that we talk about sex and relationships and stuff like that, if that's okay. Because we're willing to listen if you're willing to talk.
Okay.
What did he look like when you met him? Because we've heard that he's kind of changed over the last year.
Yeah, when I met him, he wasn't necessarily heavy, but he wasn't fit like he was come December, January. He wasn't as fit as, I mean, I don't know if you could tell with his shirt on, but with his shirt off, yeah, he had really toned up.
In the time that you knew him?
Yeah, from June to December.
I can hear
is when
Stella,
really
and I
noticed.
also, I like
This is
how
obviously
Trent
not
is not
anything
trying
to do
to
with
throw any shade at him, because you can tell that this is the paragon of health right here.
Mm-hmm.
Personal fitness is important to him. Nutrition.
Absolutely.
You can tell.
Absolutely. Macros, micros,
Producer
all
one?
of it.
All of
This
it.
is the end of his.
Yeah.
Can I take pictures of those real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you ever see him with his shirt off?
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about what he looked like? How would you describe him?
Like the last time I saw him with his shirt on.
How about the first?
The first, just average. I mean, he really didn't have a belly or anything.
He actually did.
He did have a belly and some
He
moves.
would be attracted to me because because he wasn't heavy like he was in that video in 2012.
Oh, the YouTube one?
Yes,
Yeah.
he actually was.
Yeah.
If not bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember being scared that he wouldn't be attracted to me because I used to weigh a lot more and I have like extra skin, so I'm not, but.
No, we don't
I
know.
remember,
No.
yeah, he wasn't.
You're not
as
what?
fit. He really started taking that, like working out and that Thrive, I think he said it was. He had
Burr.
these patches
Like you
on,
don't
and I
know.
asked him what they were. And because I'm a pain management patient and I'm on fentanyl patches, so I was just curious.
What do you have pain for?
I
My
had
ass?
multiple compressed disc fractures in my lumbar, and they tried going in and filling it with what they explained to be a type of concrete, and they go in.
That's
and fill
not a
it, but
thing.
When they did that to the fractures, it just caused more tiny fractures around that.
Go ahead.
That's not what? I've never heard of a procedure where they fill your back with what essentially is concrete. Is he talking about maybe like a fusion? He's just making shit up now. I think he watched
He
Botched
has
one
been.
too many times.
He's watched what?
Botched.
Oh.
So you're on fentanyl patches all the time?
Yeah.
Like right now?
Like
So what
you're
did he
lit
say
right
about
now?
his patch?
He said that it's a patch that pretty much, diet patch that curbs your appetite, kind of, yeah, I really don't remember all the details, but
I know. Since when did they prescribe fentanyl patches to 28-year-olds for chronic pain? And he's a nurse.
Well,
He's
this
like,
is why he's not working, because he can't pass the drug test. I mean, even if you're, like, obviously he's prescribed. Okay, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's prescribed fentanyl. This is all legit, but they can't have you lit on the clock. And
right?
I would think that working with geriatric patients would require you to move them, lift them in certain cases, right? So it doesn't sound like he's able to do any of the things. So that may explain.
There.
I mean, yeah, and I can tell you that when I have really bad back pain, the last thing I'm able to do is cross my legs, especially in the lower back. It makes it worse.
Good point.
Of course, I've never been on fentanyl patches. I bet you I could get all kinds of bendy if I was on a fentanyl patch.
Yeah, you'd be doing cartwheels and all kinds of unnecessary exercises with your legs.
yeah, I remember asking him, you know,
I would be the best yogi in class.
And it seemed to happen just like that. But I really didn't see him that consistently. It's not like for that 10 months I met up with him once a week.
So let's go back to that. So you guys send messages that first night, and you said that's when in June? Like beginning of June, mid-June?
Mid-June.
Mid-June. So you guys start sending
Conveniently covering his face while lying.
and then tell me about how that conversation goes.
It was just really kind of innocent small talk, asking what our hobbies,
Trent, if you're
what each other's hobbies were, what we like to do.
Say hi in chat. We're nice. We're friendly.
And what did he say? Like, try and give us as many details about him so that we know you're being truthful about actually knowing Chris and not just, you know, what you've seen on the news.
Right. He said he liked hiking, camping,
Things that you seem like you're very interested in: hiking, camping, working on cars.
Right.
You guys have a lot of shared interests. I can already tell that this is going to go swimmingly.
time with his girls.
Did he have any piercings or scars?
Not that I remember his tattoos.
Let me stop you right there, Mr. Bolte. I've been with my husband for almost 26 years. This April, it'll be 26 years. I know every mark on that fool's body, and not even because I want to know it. It's just because I've seen it so much. Okay? Like, I'm not obsessed. It's just that's what happens when you've been with somebody repeatedly over time.
Right.
So how can you not say he has a mole anywhere? Everybody has a mole somewhere. Nobody doesn't have any moles. This is where it's all going sideways. You should just get up and leave now, Trent. Take your fentanyl patches and your Starbucks hoodie and dip. You've gone too far now. Okay, sorry.
Back, tattoos on his arms.
Okay. What would those look like?
I don't remember exactly the tattoos on his arms. The tribal tattoo on his back was kind of pretty much took up almost went.
How long do you reckon he spent? I should probably unmute myself when I'm talking. How long do you think he spent researching Shanann's Facebook page for this interview?
Clearly not long enough, because he would be able to have a better grasp, because Chris's tattoos were photographed multiple times.
Farther than both shoulder blades, and yeah, it was.
I mean, I feel like he did some research, but then got the nods. Fentanyl does that.
TJ Jackson and Will.
And Will Jackson?
Did something. I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's PJ Jackson?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Are they friends of yours, or?
they were, but things ended really bad there.
There.
Do any of
I
your
was staying there 'cause
relationships,
I was getting out
friendships,
of
end
a
okay?
toxic relationship, and then there was one night when there was domestic abuse from Will to TJ, and then I tried breaking it up, and
So were they a gay couple as well? TJ and Will? Okay.
yeah.
So you were staying with them during that time, and you think this is when in the year?
I agree, Michelle.
Late June, early July is when he came over.
Okay, and why do you know it was that time?
Because I remember the 4th of July was just a few days after.
Okay. After he came? Okay. So
Because Will was mad, even though him and TJ are together. Will was mad because he had found out while they were gone that I had brought a guy over, and yeah.
So TJ and Will are gone when Chris comes over?
Yeah, they were.
So they wouldn't be able to verify that they saw Chris over at the house or anything like
How
that?
convenient.
Okay. So he comes over, like, how did you invite him over? What did you say?
He was hinting about being really bored. And I said, well, you can come over and watch Netflix. You know?
Oh, Netflix and chill.
My friends said they
Subtle.
didn't mind if I have people over. And they did, and they did tell me that they didn't mind, but...
Why are you trying to
what was
clear
his
your
response
name
to
with
you?
the cops with your friends? I mean, why is he like a teenager? Look, my mom and dad said that I could have friends over, but when they found out I had 25 friends over, they were mad. But they said I could have friends over. That's what he sounds like right now.
That's the fentanyl talking. I mean,
Clearly, yeah.
just hearing his voice and how dry his mouth is
I know.
reminds me of what's his name? Jim Carrey in that movie, Me, Myself, and Irene. when he finally takes his medication and is just like, that's what Trent sounds like right now.
I mean, and the cup is right there, and I can see that there's something in it. Dude, take a sip.
Well, I've been chugging over here.
Me too.
Listening to him.
He's making me have cotton
okay,
mouth.
I don't know if I can stay for a whole movie, but I'll come hang out for a little bit.
Okay.
I can't stay for a
Tell
whole
me about him
movie.
showing up. As many details as you
Okay,
can.
push pause again.
Like what's he's driving, what's he wearing?
A whole movie. Does that mean you can't stay for like a Peter Jackson movie because those are like 3 hours long, or a Martin Scorsese movie? Are we talking more like a rom-com, which are about 90 minutes? I can't stay for a whole movie. You were a booty call, Trent, if this ever even happened, which I don't think it did.
He was driving his I don't know if it's a Power Stroke or an F-250.
I'm sure it's a Power
early
Stroke.
2000s.
He drove his work truck to your house, the work truck he's not allowed to drive anywhere but to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
My dad,
that one.
owned a mechanic shop my whole life. But yeah, it was a... I
Did
don't
he
know if
just
it was
say he
Power
hung around a
Stroke
mechanic
or
shop his
I
whole
don't know
life?
that, or
I believe that's what he said. Yes.
His whole life.
His whole life.
His whole life. So let's break it down.
His kind of whole
Here's
life.
Bolte's careers. He's an LPN, a freelance makeup artist,
Mm-hmm.
and he's hung around mechanic shops his whole life.
Right.
Look at you, Trent.
Mm-hmm. Shall we?
We shall.
He's dressed, how's he acting?
he's dressed like he's almost in pajamas. He's got sweats on and just a t-shirt. I don't remember the color of the t-shirt. He's very, very shy. Wouldn't make eye contact with me at first. And then he pretty much just kind of started taking my clothes off when we were in the spare room.
He was kind of the aggressor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
But I didn't say no or anything like that.
And it's all right. I mean, it sounds clear to me that maybe there was some sex that night, so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Coder's like, Trent.
Yeah.
Trent.
Did he talk about that he'd done that before, like as far as your chats?
I know what you mean, Trent.
I mean,
we already know about Chris's butt stuff. It's okay.
like,
I mean, have you met NK? Did you see her?
But I low-key feel bad for Trent in a way, because to me, if you're believing any of this, which, okay, obviously we know this is a whole load of crap, but still, at this point, you know, let's just play along with Trent here. He wants us to, so let's do that. No kiss, no, you know, no moves. Chris is just like, let's get down to business. I mean, doesn't even say anything, just starts taking your clothes off.
Immediately.
Chris sounds like a selfish lover. Two very unimpressed thumbs down thus far. Certainly not quite the rave review that old NK gave him, allegedly.
Not at all. Not at all. It's not allegedly, girl. Did you see them text messages?
Yes.
She said it like it is.
I know.
How he eats it, what he eats, whether it's taco, empanada, lollipops, Tootsie Rolls, all the things.
I wonder if Trent had a name.
If what?
If Trent had a little nickname, like if Chris, you know how he called her the empanada?
Yeah. How many licks? How many licks till you get to the fentanyl patch?
He snorted.
Oh gosh.
I feel like he's done chewed the fentanyl patch at this point.
Yeah. He's turning pale as we speak.
So you guys are in the spare room, he's taking off your clothes. What happens after that?
I performed oral sex on him.
Earl.
He performed oral sex on me.
Thanks for the visual, Trent.
After that, there was intercourse, and he pretty much panicked and didn't really say much to me and left after the intercourse was done.
This was all done in the spare room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What happened after that?
I texted him and I said, I apologize if I made you uncomfortable, or I didn't have his number at that point, so I messaged him on Meet Me. But I said I apologize if I made you uncomfortable, and
put the water to the mouth.
He's like, it's not you, it's me.
Oh, you got the "it's not you, it's me" speech, Trent.
We've all gotten that one at some point.
Okay, so what part of the year are we in right now?
I mean, for the love of God, Trent, you're making this shit up anyways. Can you at least like be the one to give the "it's not you, but it's me" speech?
Well, why are you texting him and asking if and apologizing for making him uncomfortable if he was the initiator?
He was the aggressor.
Get
right?
some self-esteem, Bolte. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Come on, Trent. You're better
Come
than
on,
that.
man. You're better than that. Come on.
Do something.
When you hear from him again?
Coder's not writing anything. He's playing tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, he's doodling. I'm actually looking for his notes as we speak because I do want to know.
I'm curious.
More in the middle of July, but I didn't.
Could have probably accidentally shredded that one.
Oops.
More towards August.
My bad.
Yeah.
And what did you
Yeah.
This is Coder.
Hey, I'd love to get together again. I promise I won't just dip out on you. And
Yeah, because Chris sounds like the kind of guy that uses the term dip out.
But he said
Right.
I
mean, let's just take a look at these text messages. The very first or the third message, I guess, from Chris is, "Yeah, about to hit the hay." Now, come on now.
With a comma. Yeah. Everybody
Yeah.
knows that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. And
No,
then
that's
and here and Trent is writing full on paragraphs.
you know what? I got it. I figured it out, Jen.
Okay, tell me.
This is where the confusion is.
Okay.
It was Dieter using Chris's phone.
That Dieter.
Dieter is German, so just read it in Dieter's voice. Yeah. About to hit the hay.
And then here comes so here's Trent's response to I'm about to go to bed. Here, let me write you this long ass paragraph. I figured I'm even getting tired. Text me in the morning for a time you want to meet up and I'll definitely be there. ... Really excited to hang out and visit with you. Can't wait to see that cute face and actually talk in person. Let me know when you wake up and a time you wanna.
And then it
I
skips
don't know where.
to something else. And then Dieter says, sorry, it has been busy and I do kind of have a few obligations right now, but we can hang out sometime after I get back after the 4th. Yeah, 9?
That works. I'll be in Denver until the 2nd or 3rd. I thought you might be busy with your kids and family stuff, so I tried not to be too dickish with my text. I hope it didn't come across that way. Hopefully we can do dinner or a movie or...
Yeah, you can't see Dieter's response, but he said, new phone, who dis?
Dieter said 9.
9.
It would be nice to actually have a conversation.
Okay, so what happened after that?
I messaged him back and said, okay, I'll have to message you, next time I'm available, because I was in Wyoming at that point.
I got the fire stick. I know if I can hit once, I can hit twice.
My house in Arizona, so I was in Wyoming watching their house.
Okay.
HBO, that
They
is.
were looking at houses in Arizona. I don't think they'd bought it yet, but.
Okay.
And I came back down to Colorado, I think the 2nd week of August. And then we met up then, and I invited him over.
What house were you at that point?
The bridge under 75th Street.
Okay.
The Chick-fil-A parking lot. I mean,
What's he driving that time?
Same.
The truck?
Yeah.
Okay. What color is this truck?
Dark blue, black.
Purple?
I
Red? Orange?
let me know when I get it, guys. I'm just going to start throwing out colors. Dark blue, black, gray.
Is it warm at least? Am I warm?
Where's Dieter?
Dieter!
It's a darker color.
Okay.
It's a darker color.
Yeah.
And where did he say he worked?
He didn't tell me the company. He just told me he worked for an oil and gas company. And he said he portrayed it that he was out on the field and kind of almost like a rig worker. And there were times that I saw him where I saw overalls and everything that he was wearing.
Tell me.
There
Overalls?
None. None of those.
Overalls, Trent. Overalls? Really?
Yeah, he's
You
just,
saw what he worked in. He came home from work to do the sermon on the porch. There were no overalls. Come on, man. You should have at least practiced this crap in the mirror before you started to go in for an interview. Oh, look at Mama Bear. She thinks she's a clown. He sees colors like Jenn does. Blocked and reported.
What did his work clothes look like?
blocked and reported.
Overalls.
Like drinking overalls? Like
Again?
overalls?
What is he, a farmer?
He's farming the oil. That's how it goes, don't you know?
Lord, farming for hoes?
Khaki overalls.
Farming for
Khaki.
hoes.
Khaki overalls.
Khaki color.
a khaki
like
color.
almost
At this point, he's just
like a
pulling
mustard
shit out of his
brown type
ass.
color.
Like,
I've
for
never
real.
seen khaki overalls in my whole life.
What kind of shirt would he wear?
Never.
No.
When I got in
I
his
don't see
truck,
khaki
he
overalls.
had a sweater sitting in the middle of us, and then just a t-shirt under that. But I remember getting in the truck,
I remember
and he
that.
took the sweater off. So I'm
You
assuming
got
for
into
work he
his
had a
vehicle,
sweater
but you
under
don't
the
know what color it was.
Do you know what kind
That
of
sounds
footwear
legit.
he would wear to work?
Boots, I think. I mean, not like real heavy-duty boots, but
Actually, it is
Okay, so
very.
Were they
can you
ostrich? Was he
give
new
him
boot
TJ's
goofing?
address again, and or does he? I guess he probably knows where TJ lives at that point, right? So he comes over again. What's he wearing that time?
t-shirt.
Nothing
and
but a
jeans.
smile.
Trent's like, damn, bitch, you thorough. Why
What
you
are you,
ask
the
me all these
fashion police?
questions? Come on now.
Just believe me.
Trust me, guys. Trust me. You should pull a Chris. Trust me.
You
Chris.
should trust me. Trust me.
Trust me. Just
Do
trust
you
me,
know
guys.
about what time it was that he came over?
What do you call a clock?
It was probably 1:30 at least.
And just in the like a weeknight, weekend.
I think it was more towards the weekend. But
More
I
towards
don't
the
think it was
weekend.
the
There's
actual
only
weekend.
7 days in a week, for Pete's sake.
So still during the work week, possibly.
Yeah.
Don't die on us now, please.
So what happened that time? How was he acting?
He was still very
I
quiet.
choked myself.
Still
I didn't even have a
kinda
safety word
sketchy
prepared.
with his eye contact, but I didn't take it as like sketchiness.
I cannot.
I don't feel like that. But
Ooh.
Yikes.
just shy, and just kind of, yeah, very kind of reserved and soft-spoken. Because I could tell that he was treading waters that he wasn't used to, if that makes sense.
Okay, so tell me what happened with that time he came over.
Well, look at Trent using metaphors.
Probably talked for about 30, 45 minutes. Told me about his daughters. That's when he told me about his daughters.
What did he tell you about him?
Just told me that he...
See, this is the kind of this is the type of situation that I could never be an investigator or an interrogator, because it would be difficult for me to hold my composure and sit there after having seen the bodies of the victims and to keep a straight face without slapping the daylights out of him.
I wouldn't make it. I would never.
I would reach across that table, and let's just say there would be silicone all over this bitch.
He had daughters, and they were pretty much his world. And, I would, if things, he even cracked a joke. I remember this. Like yesterday, he even cracked a joke. He said, "If you turn out not to be a psycho, maybe you can meet him." And then he started laughing.
If you what?
I don't know.
Like, okay, so Chris said to Trent, if Trent does not turn out to be a psycho, maybe he will let Trent meet the girls.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I just find it extremely ironic.
Right.
So what other kind of stuff did he say that can
That's not the
help us know
definition
that
of
you were
irony,
really
but
talking to Chris
keep going.
during that encounter?
And Trent, if you're listening, please
During
burn these
that
gray
same
skinny
night,
jeans. It's not a good look for you, babe.
Do what?
If he's listening, Trent, burn these gray skinny jeans. They're awful. Horrible.
He just kind of told me, me that he never really got a chance. He wanted, I can't remember what he wanted to major in college, but I remember him talking to me about that night. and he really didn't get a
You mean
get a
mechanic
chance
school?
to because of, having kids, but he wouldn't change it for the world. He spoke really highly of his daughters because I had mentioned that my widow, I don't want to call him my ex-husband because he's not, but I got married when I was 18.
Why not, Trent? At this
I mean,
point,
just at this point,
just go
what does
with
it
it.
really matter?
Yeah, just
You've
call
already
it.
lied enough.
Call him
So
whatever.
I was kind of
It's fine.
exposed to, being around kids really young, and then, but he died of a brain aneurysm 3 years after.
Goodness.
But yeah, I brought
Trent's had a
that
lot
up
of
there,
tragedy. Nothing ends well for
saying,
poor Trent.
God, his grandma doesn't let me see him anymore, and I was talking about my widow, is that the right? Or am I the widow?
You're the widow.
Oh, well.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
My
Deceased.
husband who passed away,
Okay.
I was telling Chris how I was frustrated because his mom wouldn't let me see Aiden. And that's when he kind of went in to tell me about his daughters and stuff. And he said he was grateful that I was exposed to that because he was scared to tell me he had kids because he assumed it would make me run.
You don't look like a runner, Trent, in any sense
Anything
of
else
the
about
word.
that conversation that you remember?
The
Look,
biggest
he's
thing that
struggling
sticks
to
out
hold his
me
head up.
is, if you don't turn out to be a psycho, maybe you can meet him. That's just, yeah.
Okay. So what happened after that?
There was no sex of any sort.
Not that time. Okay.
No,
Why do you think that was?
Oh, Tammy, just stop.
I kind of made it clear that I didn't want it to be like last time, and I felt kind of used.
Oh no.
And
Did he throw
so
money at
there
you?
was-
Did he leave money on the nightstand?
he gave me a back rub. And
Oh,
there
I
was
found Coder's
kissing,
notes.
He gave
I
me
wonder
a
if I
back
can-
rub.
I wonder if I can share
but he
two
said he
screens
had to
at
go
once.
because he had to work early.
You know that you can't.
And then what happened next?
That's
Well,
not
that
a
was
thing.
that was a
Um,
interesting question, Natasha.
it was probably
That's not a thing.
5 days.
Well, let's try. Let me
Okay,
just
do it.
memorize. Let me just
Probably
memorize
5
where we're
days
at.
After that, when
Well, not memorize, but you know what I mean.
he came over and messaged me on
Okay.
Me and told me that he was
Let's see how this works.
outside, and I told him he can't come in because
Oh God, of course.
I told you so.
Oh, I have another idea. I can make it happen.
Oh, good. Okay, I love your ideas.
the
Yes,
people that
I
I
can
was
make it
staying
happen.
with had company. And even though I had given them money for rent and stuff, I wasn't on the lease.
Is this TJ and Will? Okay. So he came over to that house?
Yeah, he came in parked. It's apartments. It's kind of a big apartment complex.
Oh.
But yeah, and he said, "Well, you just run outside." So I ran outside, and
You didn't run.
he said he had
You
a
have
horrible
back
day
problems.
and
This is
just
going to
needed
be
someone to talk to.
an issue for pain management if you're
Yeah.
running
He mentioned that he felt
with
trapped,
cement in your back.
and I asked him what he meant by that. He never elaborated.
I also am enjoying the fact that he can't identify the actual procedure that he had while being a nurse. Those are his
Oh.
words, not mine.
Definitely.
Bad days. He said, I guess it was a bad day at work. He said it was just one thing after another at work. And then
One thing after another. NK
I
was
only
in there
out
dropping her
talking to him for about
apple
5
on the
minutes.
floor and picking it up.
What do you
She
think
wanted
he
me
was
to
talking
share
about
her
when he said he was
Lunchable.
trapped?
It's just a horrible
Is it work
day.
related or personal related?
Very bad day.
I don't know. He put his head down like that. He said,
Oh,
I
here's
just feel
it.
trapped.
Reenactment.
And
Oh, here we
I
go.
went,
Here we go.
"What do
Here
you
we go.
mean?" And he said, I don't
Damn,
know.
Coder, how many pages?
And I said, what's your job? And he said, not necessarily. He was like, well, kind of. And I just altogether, I kind of feel trapped. And I just assumed that he meant, you know, everybody gets depressed, and sometimes it seems like, especially when you work long hours, and because at the time I was working nights, and those apartments are right across from MCR when I was working there before PRN. And so I just figured he meant like kind of every day is exactly the same routine. Get up, go to work, go to bed. Nothing really changes.
So are you in his truck when you're talking to him? You hop in his truck? What did you see in his truck when you were in there?
I saw a hard hat. There were water bottles. Besides that, it was pretty clean.
Discarded Thrive patches.
There was a
He
pen
sounds like Chris.
Yeah.
I took my water
Like,
jug, my
remember
water
there was a
bottles,
pen
my
up on the
lunch.
dash, like by the window, and besides that,
Why do you remember that pen up by the dash, do you think?
because that's
Okay,
the
here's
whole-
page 1 of
that's
Coder's
what I was
notes.
staring the whole time because I just didn't. He was still really new to me and coming to me and kind of springing this all on that he's depressed and all that. I didn't know what to say.
Coder
so I
has
kinda
terrible
just stared.
penmanship.
Well, how is he dressed when you're talking to him?
Jeans and a t-shirt, I think. And his jeans were dirty. That day the bottom of his jeans looked like they had like grease stains on them or something.
Page 2.
Grease stains.
That conversation, I think, no longer than 5 or 10 minutes because we were celebrating a friend's birthday inside, so.
So you had to go back in. I was gonna say, if he's unloading on you, it generally would go longer, but.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Oh, what a well-placed double entendre there, Coder. 10 points to Hufflepuff.
Well, Coder has had it by this point. By this point of the interview, let's say that Coder is on page, whatever page this is. And notice how Coder wrote that he's a booty call, a liar, paper set.
Never said I love you.
The hot tub and everything. And we wanted to go get out in the hot tub, and I don't drink, but they were wanting to drink and everything, so.
So what happened after that?
They were wanting to drink, and I said no.
And Coder makes these notes about his eyes.
Like, I didn't see him
His
for,
eyes were traveling around the.
3 weeks.
So where are we at in the year, do you think?
See, eyes were down.
September.
So he's reading
Probably.
him and studying
Late
him
August.
closely.
Okay.
He sure
Early
is.
September. But he messaged me on Meet Me, told me he's erasing the app, and asked me for my phone number.
Oh,
So
he apparently asked for some
gave it to him.
Xanax, huh?
Did he?
And
That's what it says at the bottom of that last page that you just showed.
I said
Oh.
he lost my phone number or something.
I wasn't even
But I
reading.
gave it to him again. And
He's putting me to sleep,
So up
Jen.
to this point.
He's
has
putting
all
me to
this
sleep a little
communication
bit
been
too.
over
This is the most.
Never in person?
Yeah, let's just get to when Coder
he
starts
was honest
grilling
with
him.
me because
Yeah.
He knew
playing cards.
I can't look at him.
Okay, Coder's leaning back.
This
He's
is
had it.
that, I think.
He's had enough.
This
This is
is
the
now.
end.
This is now page.
Sports he played in high school, college he went to, if he went to college, anything like that.
I don't remember. He talked about college a lot. I don't remember the name though.
He talked about college a lot, but you don't remember the name.
Last year.
Yeah, it's so.
Last year in college was either 2012 or
Can't remember.
2013.
It's a difficult one to remember,
It's too much.
You know that, what he's saying?
Yeah.
especially if you've been hanging around the
Talked about
mechanics.
wanting to
Right,
your
all your life.
How can you remember?
talk about
NASCAR.
wanting to major and never getting a chance to, so he just got it figured being with an oil and gas company was a good choice as far as pay and income.
Okay. What were his jobs before?
I don't remember. He told me he had been with that company for a couple years, at least.
Did he ever talk about, oh, before that I did this job, or I'm really good at this skill because of my last job, or?
No, the big thing he probably, like as far as jobs, he prided himself on much like being a rig worker. Because I told him that a lot of friends. And I was
This is your brain.
confused. I didn't know what company he worked at because the friends that I have that work out on the oil rigs, they
Coder loves playing
and
with
they go
them.
out there and they're like,
He likes to eat
full
them for
pushers
breakfast,
or,
as we say.
Stuff like that. I asked him about it, and he said, no,
I think Trent must his soul like
I don't like go travel to North Dakota.
not even down the street. It's miles away at this point.
Trent Bolte left his soul in Wyoming, and his body
He
is
sure
in
did,
Fort
because
Collins.
this is what is happening here?
I don't know where.
Like I'm getting the nods, and I don't have any fentanyl patches or
saying.
pills or anything.
Like, Trent is straight up putting us in a wormhole of.
He is.
Into a dissociative state. So I honestly tip my hat to Coder and Tammy Lee for even entertaining
It for this long and asking.
Hannah says that my German was great.
I only know like 2 words in German.
And that it sounds
Nein and Scheiße and Frau. That's all I know. Nein, Scheiße and Frau.
Fräulein. They always sound like they're yelling, right?
I told you about the people that the house next door to me was an adult assisted living place, right? And it was owned by this couple from Bosnia.
Oh.
And yeah, the wife, they were almost never there at the same time. So like Sasha would be there the majority of the time, and I never even got to know her because she was just so infrequently there. But I always knew when she was, because she would be in the front smoking on the phone, and she always sounded like she was just bitching somebody out for like 45 minutes. She was no breath. No, I don't even know how she was smoking a cigarette, because it would just be like, rapid fire and angry sounding. And I remember telling your sister about it, and she said, oh yeah, they're probably joking. I said, they're not even laughing. She's like, we don't laugh in Bosnia. We don't have time for that shit.
I mean, yeah, we do have some very, very, very interesting sayings and jokes too. We're actually known as the jokesters of the appendix that I call the Balkan Peninsula. It's the appendix of Europe because it is useless and it only causes trouble. So, yeah, we do have a morbid sense of humor, if you haven't noticed already. But back to the German real quick. I can spit some German. I sure can. So let me see. What can I say? This is always the hard part, thinking about what I can say. Let me channel my inner Trent so that I can start speaking. Oh yeah, let me channel Dieter.
Trent is not German. Dieter is.
How do you say empanada in German?
I don't think there's a word for it, because empanada is.
Oh, ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich in German is I love you. And oh gosh, let me think. I don't know. Let me find what Trent is up to.
So he wanted to finish. She had joked with him about.
Oh my God, he never stops talking.
Someone in there had sex
For
in
someone-
their spare room.
Oh, and that was maybe a jealousy thing, but they didn't know it was Chris or who, or, are you sure?
Yeah, I didn't even know his last name at that point.
Okay.
So tell me about those messages that you have on your phone. Like, I mean, you have 2 screenshots.
How do you not
right?
know the name? Well,
Yeah,
the guy
for-
you're banging's last name. Like, I think,
I mean, Trent is a busy
Pretty
man.
recent, right? That you took those. So where did you take those from that they're recent?
Off my Damien's phone.
So Damien has the phone that he used to communicate with Chris on?
Yeah, I asked him if I could have those, and then he could erase everything else.
And did Damien erase everything else?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Or
I
you
think
just,
so. I could ask him, but I think
Don't worry,
he was
Coder's
really,
gonna
really
ask him
salty
for
over
you.
this situation.
So he knows everything that's going on right
Yeah,
now?
he was the one that, I didn't even know that Chris's family was missing or anything, and it wasn't brought to my attention until he contacted me,
Oh, get out.
and
What, you were his one phone call?
Okay.
and so,
That he called you.
I told you this guy kind of like, I don't know if it's his way to shove it in my face.
So how did Damien know about Chris?
I was with Damien for 6 years, so he was really the closest one I had to me at that point.
Good point, Holly. He never uncrosses his legs. I wonder if he can even feel them
There
at
were
this
certain
point.
things I confided in him about.
My back is
when
hurting watching this.
I thought that Damien could be.
Posture,
about it.
Trent, posture.
I thought
Yeah,
you said you didn't
that's
tell
why your
anyone
back
about
hurts.
Chris.
No, Damien knew, because he's the one that brought this all to my attention. Because I don't want to.
how did Damien
Yeah,
know?
when they talk to Damien, Damien's like, oh yeah, I don't know what the
Who?
Know that this guy on the news, Chris, was the same guy that you were with?
Well, he asked me originally because he said you have all these texts between you and Chris W. And
Chris W.
Like I said, I had people that I confided in, and that I thought were my 2, 3 my closest friends. And
Oh, I've been there, Trent.
They're still friends with Damien too, and I think that's
Some of these hoes out in these streets be sneaky. You think they know friends, but they
Is it accurate
not.
to say that when you found out Chris Watts, Chris W. was your Chris, you told somebody, and then they may have told, and they may have also told Damien?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then at that point, Damien started saying stuff to you about Chris.
Yeah.
Is that accurate? Don't let me put words in your mouth. Is that what happened?
Yeah, because I had a Chris W. there. Damien had known that I wouldn't go and say my boyfriend, that Chris was my boyfriend or anything like that, but Damien had known that I was seeing a guy named Chris at that time, and I was staying in Loveland at Will and TJ's, and Frederick's right there, and yeah, Damien still had text saved from a bunch of people from when I had that.
Well, don't let it get
No,
you
why
down,
would you
Trent.
just-
You're
why would you
just
say,
one
"Give
of
me
a long
those,"
list
and
of
delete
hoes
everything
that
else?
Chris Watts doesn't claim. Don't feel bad.
You're not the only one.
Mm-mm.
When you know this, like
You probably wouldn't even know how to hit on someone anymore, or something of that nature.
More
What's
shenanigans.
Damien's last name?
I'm kind of over Trent.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm done with Trent. That was the most ridiculous and boring interview ever. And to know that he sat there and made all these lies up, probably just as he sits there, is pretty impressive.
I mean, and to be lit like a Christmas tree on fentanyl.
Like a Christmas tree.
I mean, you know how I learned the word Shiza?
How?
South Park.
Oh, yeah?
Cartman's mom. Was it Cartman's mom or Kyle's mom? One of them did porn, and she was into the Scheiße gig, and that's how I learned Scheiße.
Nice.
Look, TV can be educational, all right?
Very. Someone said they want to see our good friend Kai again.
Smash. No, we get in trouble for Kai.
No, we didn't. They released it after a while. So
if we go dark, just know we'll be back.
yeah, we'll be back. But
Smash.
yeah, definitely. I mean, Kai needs to bring us up. Trent is like a fentanyl patch, and Kai is like a shot of Adderall.
Yes.
I'm one of the heroes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Talk to you. Do you mind?
Here we go.
What do you want to talk about?
What happened today? You well?
Well, went straight out of Dogtown, skateboarding, surfing it up. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. And it doesn't matter your looks, skills, or age, or size, or anything, you're worthwhile.
Let's take a moment of silence for that self-esteem boost right there, Kai.
You know, Kai, I was really questioning some life decisions that I've made recently. But after listening to that uplifting speech that you just gave, I know I'm doing the right thing. I feel so much better about all the things. Thank you, Kai.
Same here. Kai, thank you. Now, please do tell us about your day.
No one could ever take that away from you. Now,
They sure can't.
Never. Okay,
Never.
now, please. Never. What is wrong with Kai's hand? Look at that. He's got 50 shades of mud on that bit. Okay.
That's blood.
Dried blood.
right here,
Dried
I was
blood
driving
from
in
smash, smash, smash. That's blood. Look at his hand.
I was in the passenger side of this f***er's car, and he comes over on there. He was over by the recycling center. He says, "Oh, when I was in the Virgin Islands, 30 years old on a business trip, I f***ed this 14-year-old." I was like, "You what?" He's like, "I raped this 14-year-old." Starts crying, gives me a big hug. He's just like 300-pound guy. I'm like, "Oh shit, you must be f***ed, man. Like, what's he talking about?" I didn't take him seriously at first. He comes driving down this way. He's like, "You know what? I come to realize I'm Jesus Christ, and I can do anything I f***ing want to." And watch this, bam, and he smashed into this f***ing guy right there, pinned him in between that f***ing truck. And so I hop out, I look over, the guy's pinned there. I mean, like, freight train riders know this. Like, if you get pinned between something, do not f***ing move that shit, otherwise you bleed out. Like, motherfucker, I ran in, I grabbed the keys, he's f***ing sitting there like nothing even happened. And like, f***ing, like, man, if you started driving that car around again, man, there would have been a hell of a lot of bodies around here. I hop on out, and so I grabbed the bag, I threw it over by that pole right there, and then f***ing buddy gets out, and these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. Like, a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I f***ing ran up behind him with a hatchet, smash, smash, smash.
And there you go. That's where the blood came from.
That is it. That is it.
Motivational speaker. Trauma specializes in trauma injuries.
Freight train jumping.
Rescuer of women.
Surfer.
Skateboarder. Man, Kai, you do it all.
Does all the things.
All
you saved your life.
She was the one who got grabbed by that f***er.
Don't forget the apple orchard.
You know what? F*** is cool. That guy ain't. Shit.
How
Now that is a sentence, ladies and gentlemen. He said, "Fuck is cool. This guy ain't." Shit.
how'd you get in his car? How did you?
I was hitchhiking. Good thing I was hitchhiking. Yeah, people say don't hitchhike. Well, this is what happens. Well, at least I was here.
So he did this on purpose.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was fucking cooped out, man. Like, he's beyond howley. Like, I don't even see any breath in him. You know what I'm saying?
Can I get your name and where you're from, if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai? Can I get spelling for you?
Straight out of Dogtown. K-A-I.
K-A-I. Do you have a last name?
No, bro. I don't have anything.
Where are you from originally? Are you from Fresno area?
Sophia, West Virginia.
No kidding. How old are you?
That is a lie.
I can't call it.
Okay. What have you ever experienced anything like today? And what made you take the actions that you did?
That woman was in danger. He just finished what looked like at the time killing somebody, and if I hadn't have done that, he would have killed more people.
He went serious, real quick.
He's a hero. Kai, you're a hero.
Good.
But he's in jail
You ever
now,
experienced
doing a
anything like
life
that, Kai?
sentence for
Well,
murder.
this one time I was in
Who'd
the
he murder?
orchard.
Oh, here we go. This one time he was in the orchard.
But who
where
did he murder?
Oh, some guy in New York. I don't remember the story, but yeah, Kai is back in prison. And, I mean, not back, because the policy didn't get him the last
Yes,
time.
the policy did let him go in the wagon.
Yeah.
He sounds
No, it was
Canadian. He
was
doesn't sound like he's from California.
It was the policy department. Or no,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
It was the sheriff's office, not the policy.
In the wagon, though.
guy
They put him in the wagon.
Wagon.
Starts beating on this woman who he calls his. So I walked on over and I started smashing him in the head. You see all these teeth marked right here for the camera? Yeah, I started smashing him in the head and in the teeth, busted out all his teeth. Motherfucking the sheriffs, not the policy enforcers, fucking show up and start like they're like, yeah, so what happened? I mean, like, just give me any old name and just give me old fucking birthday, whatever, just yeah.
So he basically is admitting to lying, giving a false identity to law enforcement.
Yeah.
In another smash case.
Your cape is a little sullied there, sir. Good old Kai.
Man, well, you never underestimate the use for a hatchet. You never know when you might need it.
What happened today after you're obviously free now, but were you arrested? What was the process? What did they do to you when they came out? Obviously, they found out that you did the right thing, but the time that from the accident until now, where have you been?
Well,
Kai's very confused.
He started following I. Like, I cleaned his motherfucking head wide open with a hatchet. He stood up like he was pulled right up, right? And like, I'm like, bro, if you're fucking Jesus Christ, I'll be the Antichrist, man. Like, that shit. And he's
Maybe I should unmute my mic, yeah.
Oh,
It says the policy enforcers are the same dudes that intercepted the FedEx weed.
starts following me off this way, so I figure I'll lure him right away from the crowd. So I'm running off this way. I got a hatchet in one hand, my this bag I'm carrying over with another hand. I start running off that way, and so a couple of the people who was bystanders to it came over and told me to stop, and I was like, why stop? And like, the cops are already on their way. I was like, is he back up and doing anything? And somebody said that he was like masturbating in front of this school or whatever this place is right here. Yeah.
Were you questioned by police?
I just literally drooled. Sorry. And now I just told on myself too. Oh man, but that was intense.
Were you taken into custody? What happened? I mean, obviously.
I was put into the back of the sheriff's wagon. Wasn't the policies the fucking pulled I over, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so like I got put in the back of the sheriff's wagon. The sheriff was like, what happened here? Took down a statement. I told him everything I just told you, and fucking let me on out. Said I couldn't grab all this stuff until I had finished, like they had finished with something, you know what I mean? And like brought me back on over here so I could be in front of this thing, like this car right here. That's fucking gnarly, man. Holy shit! It's like the biggest wave I've ever ridden in my life.
Wow.
What's next for you, Kai?
Hopefully some surfing. If anybody's watching this somewhere else and got a mini Mal that they could lend a guy with a wetsuit, I'd love to test out Mavericks.
Would you do it again?
Club him in the head with a hatchet? You know, if I could go back in time, I'd go back over to where I was at that recycling center and he said that he had raped that chick over in the Virgin Islands, because it doesn't matter where you at. You can fucking just spend a bunch of money and do whatever the fuck you want, you know, that's not right. If I could go back in time, I would have dabbed him up right there.
No, you're not. I mean,
I said what I said.
Like you have any concern for yourself? You're all about, I mean, doing the right thing and not even worrying about Kai first.
I don't have any family. Like as far as anybody I grew up with is concerned, I'm already dead. So, whatever. It's all good.
Oh, Kai.
Kai, you're breaking our hearts, Kai.
Come on.
Let's pen pal him up.
Oh, let's do it. I'm gonna figure out where he at.
let's track him down. Maybe we can get famous with letters.
Right? Maybe we can ask him if he needs a 35C.
Yeah. Then we can just come on the, and then we could come on the YouTubes and be like, we just got a letter. We just got a letter.
We just got a letter. Wonder
We're
who
gonna
it's
charge
from.
you 10. You've got to be a member. Join my Patreon.
I'm dying.
Woo!
Oh man. I can't.
Can you do a roast on the first NK interview in the park?
Oh,
We have to fix it.
I did already.
Did you fix it to turn the dogs down? Because that dog has had it with NK's ass. I'm telling you right now.
Well, we can't cut out Duke now. Come on. The dogs in this case are the dogs in this case are the most reliable and credible witnesses.
You're absolutely correct about that, because Duke was at there was several points in that interview where Duke was like, bro, don't buy what she's selling. This is not what happened. This is not what happened at all. She is a liar. She's bad.
Listen,
she got
Philip.
me out here on a leash. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the Duke is like, listen, Philip, you and I are gonna need to sit down and have a talk. Clearly, I can't get a goddamn word in.
See how she is? Now imagine living with her. She just cuts me off. She's choking the hell out of me, which I don't like to kink shame or nothing, but come on.
Here's an update on Kai. Kai was arrested on murder charges in May of 2013 for the death of a New Jersey attorney, Joseph Galfi. Kai maintained he fought against Galfi in self-defense. According to Kai, he had been drugged and SA'd by this guy after he offered Kai a place to stay for the night. Kai stated that the policy department claimed that the SA encounter was consensual and the murder premeditated. However, Kai said that after the viral video in California, he had no need to have relations with men like Galfi, whom Kai described as unattractive, stating, "Do you know how many hot chicks? Never mind. Even if I was gay, do you know how many hot guys wanted to F me after that shit in California? I'm not even being vain, man. It's just like a fact. Like, no offense, but he was not a looker."
Okay, I don't think that Kai could premeditate rolling a joint, much less murder. Kai, you should have called me up, bruh. I would have defended you.
There's a second paragraph. After the murder charges, the video views increased substantially, increasing its viral reach. Fans of the video, who considered Kai a hero for saving the woman, raised the legal fund. Hey. Kai was imprisoned for over 5 years, awaiting trial, which began April 1st, 2019. Kai, oh God, we have to request this footage. Kai took the stand in his own defense and was combative during cross-examination. Oh my God, we have to.
We have to find this. We will get this. We're on a mission. Don't worry. Jen and Dr. B are on the motherfucking case.
We got this.
We got y'all.
So he made an outburst during his defense lawyer's closing arguments, nearly leading to his expulsion from the courtroom. Wow. All right. A jury found him guilty of first-degree murder, and he was sentenced to 57 years in prison. He will serve 85% of that time before the possibility of parole, with the judge telling Kai, when you become eligible for parole, you will still be younger than Mr. Galfi was when you murdered him, who was 73 at the time. Kai says he plans to appeal his conviction. So that's that. But yes, we absolutely. Now, if it's an appeal, well, never mind, because it was trial. So, we have got to find this.
We have to find this. We will find this.
Okay, we're gonna need to get Alana involved in this. We need to get her to get in contact with the lawyers.
Bring your binders, Lana. We got a job for you.
We're binding you to this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Send your resume and salary requirements.
Please. So yeah, so that's Trent and that's Kai. So we're gonna get on that. We're gonna find Kai's testimony.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what he says. But yeah, that was Trent. He definitely put me in a wormhole where I'm still trying to recover from.
Yeah,
He's almost
but
like,
I say this. What if we can't find the footage, like for whatever reason it wasn't videotaped, we can get the transcript and we should maybe do a reenactment, you and I.
Absolutely. This has got to happen.
Let's get off Watts Island and go to Kai Island. His island sounds fun.
Yeah, some waves.
Some skateboarding.
No policy.
Orchards, so there'll be food. Dabs.
Probably. I would say the likelihood of that is 85 to 90.
Yeah. Hot people, guys and girls, after that viral video.
No drama, just positive reinforcement.
Yeah. Constant uplifting speeches. See, now that's a cult I could be a part of, where they're telling you how great you are all the time, instead of how cults really are, where they try to break you, where they do break you. I would never make it in a cult. I'm way too rebellious, and I ask way too many questions.
Same, girl.
I would be raising my hand every few minutes. Wait, what? That makes no sense. You mean to tell me that if I sit here in a meditative state for 23 hours, I'm going to know all the answers? No.
Sounds legit. Yes. But I think, we're just past the 2-hour mark.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good time to call it a night. It's a pretty... Oh, Stella just all of a sudden jumped up. Hi, Stella. Hi. Say hi to all the people.
Oh, here comes Mama Bear with Jen. I did ask this. Is Jesus a zombie? I did. When I was in catechism school, I did. Well, I mean, look, they tell you that he rises from the grave, right? On the third day, he rose again. That is a very reasonable and logical question to ask the nun. I think.
I don't know if you can hear Stella, but
I heard her. She agrees. Stella always agrees with me. Jen is right.
Yes. Well, at least she's not your client, too.
I'll take her.
You're slowly taking on everyone around me as your clients.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Some people who are around you do need an attorney.
Yes. So my almost 3-year-old nephew is represented by Jenn. So whenever my nephew comes over and she overhears a interaction between my nephew and myself, she'll...
To be fair, I do it to his mom too.
Yeah, she does warn me. She does give me a warning and say, "Excuse me, you don't talk to my client like that."
Stop making those disparaging remarks about my client. You have no proof that he did any of those things. Where's your evidence?
Well, I got it on video, but
I don't see what you see in that video.
well, we'll have to let a jury decide now, will we?
Well, yeah, I'll win because hello. I do
All right.
it to you too, Nacho Mama. But
Yeah,
to
she
be
does.
fair, I have also gotten many calls from Nacho Mama saying, Jen, I need you to speak to your client. I just like it when he calls my name. Hi, Jen. So cute.
I love
So
when he
cute.
calls my name. Well, he calls me Kika. Kika, Kika.
I like.
Oh, that's
I
the
am.
cutest.
And when he says "caca," that's my favorite too, because that I taught him. Say it, Liam. It's caca.
Yes, you did. Now, see, that's not very nice advice for
Why?
your client.
Caca is not a bad word.
Well,
Just it's caca.
it is.
It's not good. There's other word. There's bad words for that. That's not it though.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have to get going with Stella because she's giving me the look, and Trent's fentanyl patch has put me down as well, and I still need to carry her big butt all the way around. So, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you to the mods, Mama Bear. Don't forget to check out our girl Sam. Here she is, Samantha Dunn. Just find her. We have her link in the comments. We'll also pin it below as well, so you can find her. And then, and yes, look for us this weekend where we're gonna crack open Watts Island and do some spring cleaning.
Yes, it's about time. The annual cleansing.
I'll bring the sage.
I'll bring the fabulosa.
And Trent will bring the patches.
Yes, because
we'll be set to go.
Sore work.
I'll bring my slideshows.
I'm and receipts.
Receipts galore, and you know I love my receipts, and I go so thorough that I will, in my main argument, also include your very predictable 1,200 billion counter arguments. So, bitches, sit your booties down. Matter of fact, take several seats,
and buckle up.
Doctor's coming in with the pad. Well, the self-hugging jacket too. So
yeah, some of y'all.
And
anyway,
Mama Bear got the scammy signs. So we'll see you.
Wait.
Yeah, we'll see you then. It should be nice. Bring your teacups because we don't spill the tea often here, but when we do, we do. So
we spill it all the way.
So we'll see you there.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone. Thank you very much.